Do you always start your diet on a Monday? If so, you are not alone. This is a universal habit. The question is, does it work? Join me and let's talk about this in our mini coaching session today. You are listening to Weight Loss Made Real, and this is episode 248. I'm your host, Master Weight Loss Coach and author, Cookie Rosenblum. Today and every Tuesday, I will be your coach and your guide to help you end your emotional eating and lose that extra weight. If you just found me, welcome. And if you're a regular listener, welcome back, my friend. This is where we talk about your habit of emotional eating, which is the main focus of all the work I do. Here is where coaching meets psychology and psychology meets brain science. And this is where your problem ends. So get comfy and get ready to be coached. Before we begin, I want to remind you that this episode, as always, of Weight Loss Made Real is brought to you by the Freedom Group. These podcasts that you're listening to, these little mini sessions, are created by me for you to give you new concepts to think about, to help you understand why you do what you do and why you don't do what you wish you could do. The free Facebook group called Weight Loss Made Real, just like this podcast, is a group that you can join that will help you talk about the podcasts and the ideas with other listeners. And the Freedom Group is where true change takes place with me as your coach. It's a monthly membership for smart women just like you who are ready to stop overeating from stress and from habit and learn how to make space for more happiness in their life. You can learn more about the Freedom Group in the show notes of this episode or go to weightlossmadereal.com/group to learn and get on the wait list for the next time that we open. All right, let's get started with your coaching session today. Today, we're going to answer this question. Do you always start your diet on a Monday? Are you guilty? Raise your hand. Today, we're going to learn what is that habit of starting on a Monday all about, why we all love it, why we do it, why we keep believing it even when we see it's a never-ending cycle, and why it does not work. And finally, of course, how to stop starting over and over and over. So what is that starting every Monday habit about? Well, it all starts when you scroll around the internet or go to Amazon Books looking for the next diet, the next eating plan. And you probably become pretty good at the search. And it becomes like your part-time job in life. You might join a million different lists and start following all kinds of groups who offer eating plans, diets. When you find one that you haven't tried yet, probably you get excited, right? All your hopes are up. But think about what you're hoping for. You're hoping, of course, to have less weight on your body if you have extra weight. You're hoping to stop the eternal struggle of being good or bad and watching what you ate and getting on the scale and being excited or being very disappointed. And if you can achieve all of that, what would you achieve? You'd create more freedom. That's what you're hoping for. And the freedom that you're hoping for, this vision that you're hoping for, let's be honest here, it's mixed in with that little voice in your head telling you, well, you've never been permanently successful before, but this time's going to be different. So you get started, you jump in, you figure out what your plan is, and you decide when to start. Now, most likely, your starting point is going to be on a Monday, just like me and everyone else I know who's ever been in the dieting world. Some of you, before Monday, are going to squeeze in a few Last Supper type meals because you're thinking, I may as well eat it all because pretty soon on Monday, all the good stuff is going to go away and become forbidden. So we're overeating now because guess what's coming? Monday, right? Why do we love that Monday morning fresh start? It's the first day of the week. Yes, that is true. And in our mind, we make Monday mean a symbol of a new, fresh beginning. It's the same reason we all kind of like the first day of the month, or New Year's Day, or the first day of a new season. Lots of people make promises to change in the beginning of fall. So the outside motivation that you are granted a fresh start comes from where? The calendar, right? It feels motivating. But the truth is that the days of the week, like Monday, they're just names for concepts of time. Monday is simply a 24-hour period. It doesn't really have meaning when it comes to your eating, but you give it meaning. And don't feel bad if this is what you do, because we all do it to some degree. We can make it work for us, or we can make it not work for us. So when you do this Monday fresh start routine, why do we do it? We think of a fresh start, and when we do that, our brains let us forgive ourselves for past failures. Because if we're thinking there's a fresh start and we're excited about it, then you're going to think, oh, this time's definitely going to be different. It's going to let me begin again. It's going to let me believe that it is possible for me to change. That magical calendar day is coming, and that is the day that everything will change in your mind, right? So the ideas that you have about Mondays let you fantasize about what you will do. And your ideas about a Thursday don't usually let you think, okay, I'm going to get a fresh start today. It's Thursday. It's a great day. And that's only because the idea that you've practiced is Monday. Monday's important. I'm going to wait till Monday. I may as well keep eating today because Monday's coming, and that is my new beginning. So let's say you are like me and everyone else I've worked with, and if you have failed on those fateful Mondays, why do you still believe in the fresh start of a Monday? In the moment of trying to do the new thing, eat in the new way, or say no to food that your body doesn't need, in that moment, you think that now is too hard. So when you look at Monday, you think, okay, it's too hard right now, but I'm going to deal with it soon. The new thing to do will always feel harder than the old thing, the habit you've always done. So you look forward to dealing with it on Monday, but for now, it feels too hard, and you're just going to keep doing the old thing, the old habit right now. But here's the payoff. You don't feel defeated right now because you're going to start seriously on Monday, right? So your belief in the magic of Monday lets you not be upset with yourself all the time. It lets you delay dealing with your slips and your mistakes so you don't learn from them. And you postpone change until Monday. Ah, that magical Monday. So now you may be thinking, Cookie, what is the big deal? What's the harm of restarting on a Monday? And the answer is there's nothing wrong with doing anything on a Monday, but there are 3 big reasons it doesn't work when you keep delaying what you need to do until the beginning of the next week. So here they are. Number 1, you become addicted to the cycle of start, fail, and restart. When that happens, that becomes a pattern. It becomes a habit. It becomes easier to keep doing than not do. The pattern prevents you from feeling too bad about yourself and your effort because you're looking forward to Monday and you get excited again. And you keep looking forward to that restart so you don't feel bad about the current fail. And it's not that I want you to feel bad about your fail, but I want you to be motivated to investigate it, not just brush it aside and be excited about starting fresh again. And when you keep brushing it aside and getting excited about the next Monday, you just keep looking ahead. And this brings us to reason number 2 of why continually restarting on a Monday doesn't work. When you entertain that fantasy of that new, fresh beginning, gets you hopeful, right? Gets you excited again. Why is that bad? Because it lets you escape and not learn from your fail. What happened? What went wrong? Why did you fall down? Who knows, right? We don't even look at that because you're so excited already about next Monday that you're not looking at what happened right now. You want to escape the discomfort of the fail right now in the moment and go right to the excitement of the possible new win. And when will that be? On Monday, of course. So when you prioritize your future excitement about starting over again, you never go deep in your learning from your mistake. You brush the failure aside and you don't learn from it. You master the beginning, but you don't ever master the middle or the end of the journey. And this leaves you feeling like you're working really hard and not getting anywhere. And guess what, my friend? This is true. You are working really hard at starting over and over, but you're not learning why you do what you do and why you keep hitting the wall. All right, now here's the third reason starting over on the magical Monday is not working for you. And that third reason is that the excitement and the promise of that fresh start also prevents you from stepping back and seeing what you're doing, from seeing your habit, from seeing yourself start over and never go deep. You're feeling like you're thinking about your weight 24/7. And maybe you are, but you're not learning what your pattern is, what your habit is, why you do it, what you might be getting out of that constant fresh start, and what to do instead. Pretty frustrating, right? So what's the answer to the constant magical Monday that isn't really magical? Let's take a look at some of the things that we teach in the Freedom Group that might be helpful to you right now. So, number 1, start knowing that you do not need a fresh start, at least not every week. The fresh start is mostly a concept in your mind. It's not a thing. It's just a way of you organizing your thinking and, most importantly, it's not really working. True? Knowing that creating a fresh start for yourself is in your mind. That is one of the ways that you could get out of this habit. Know that it's just a fresh start in your mind. Because when you fall down or make a mistake or have a slip, your true fresh start is not on a Monday. It's the next bite you take. It's the next meal you're offered. It's the next time your body gets hungry. In fact, you are literally one thought away from a fresh start every time you fall down. That means that after a fail, you can mentally pick yourself up, see why it happened, see what you did without beating yourself up, of course, see what you learned, see what you'll do next time, and here's the part that you're not used to doing, just keep going. Because if you do that and then you just keep going, you're going to get traction and you're going to accumulate some knowledge from those fails so that you're mastering what went wrong while you keep going instead of starting over and over again and going back to zero. And then you accumulate that knowledge over time instead of looking for that fresh, clean, blank slate that you crave that doesn't work. And here's another important thing to remember. Failure is a part of growth and it's a part of change. If you're hoping secretly to be the exception here and change your habits without ever falling down, I promise you that you will be sorely disappointed. All change requires failure. All change is built on failure. And you need to know that and welcome it because it's a sign that you're doing something new and you're figuring it out. You learn from it and you move on, and you do not wait for that next magical Monday to do so. So what's your plan for this week? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a plan for yourself. Make a plan for the week. How will you eat? How will you deal with a negative mood without food? How will you take care of yourself? Write it down. And then, when you slip or fail, and you will, I want you to see what happened. And I want you to pause and see where you could learn. And then, wait for it, I want you to keep going. Not start over. Not wait for the magical Monday. Pretty revolutionary, right? That is what will get you the weight loss and the freedom that you wish for. I promise. Now, that is it for this subject in our coaching session today. You know what you're going to think about and what you're going to focus on this week. I appreciate you being here, and you should give your own self a little virtual hug, or actually a hug in person, for giving yourself this time and working on making your life better. So, if you'd like to connect with me on the next level, and you're not yet in the Freedom Group, I'd love for you to join me in my free Facebook group where we talk about the podcast and I help you take that action step that we talk about here each week. The link to that group is in the show notes, or you can just go to Facebook and in the search bar type in Weight Loss Made Real and look for that group. You'll be asked a couple of quick questions, and then we will admit you right in and get you started on going deeper with what we talk about here. I do hope to see you back here next week, where we will work together to talk about your emotional eating and that general overeating, and take it apart and figure it out step by step until they both become something that you used to do, because we know that's your ultimate goal. So for now, this is your Coach Cookie reminding you that as you search for answers, keep it real, just like you. And I will see you next week.